What's up with it, Hood News peeps? How are you guys doing? I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to hop on. Guess who I have with me? One of our day one sponsor, by the way. We got Steve Hollingsworth from the Hollingsworth Law Firm with us. I'm gonna wait for some of you guys to hop on so we can get some peeps, so you guys can listen in on what we have today. You know, we're gonna be having a surprise for the peeps. You know, Steve always has gifts for our Hood News peeps. And we're gonna wait for you. Hey, good morning, or good afternoon. Shoot, the days are big
yeah, it's there, isn't it?
right? How's your Monday going so far?
It's going well. It's going well. It's busy, but it's good. Just like I know yours is. And
yeah,
we
for
both
sure.
never stop, and we're both hustling, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, all the time. The grind doesn't stop.
How's your new car?
Oh, I love it, friend. I love it. I'm heads on a swivel though, because it's so new, and I want it to last me a long time. And you know, Houston, we're gonna. Accident scenes everywhere, man. I stay prayed up behind the wheel. Hold on, let me get that bright. Okay, there we go. Hi, hey, good afternoon, Hood News peeps. I've got Steve Hollingsworth with me today. Steve, let's just talk about this, because we are finding ourselves with a lot of pedestrian accidents.
Okay.
That's like a topic right now. I've been talking to Hector about it. I've been talking to the Brand Nation crew about it, our peeps. What can our peeps out there, if you ever find yourself in a pedestrian auto accident, what can they expect, you know, going to your team, your diligence, because I know you guys are real diligent and you fine tooth comb everything. What can they expect from you guys if they find themselves in a pedestrian auto accident?
Perfect question. And as you know, as the Hood News peeps that follow Grizzy's page, and Grizzy, as they've seen, just like I have, that there's been a lot of them lately, unfortunately, and that's just a fact of life. And people are on their phones, not paying attention to the road, and if you're crossing the street, you got to watch out because people will hit you. If you're in a crosswalk and you're in a proper signage and everything else, you're good. Now, don't go crossing the middle of the road in dark black at midnight, right? Because people can't see you then, possibly, and you might be blamed at fault. But if you're not at fault and you've done the right thing, you're in a crosswalk, things like that, or even in a proper pedestrian has the right-of-way area, then if you get hit, then definitely there's some steps we can take to help you. Number one, we give a free consultation for all personal injury cases. But number two, let me give the Hood News peeps an example of one we just handled that we got a great result on for our client. She was hit crossing the road by an Uber, a rideshare person, and she was catastrophically injured. I mean, she had $800,000 worth of emergency room medical bills. But the most we could get her, the insurance policy was $1 million, and we ultimately got her $1 million.
Wow.
Settlement. I mean,
right.
Everybody got paid out of it. Medical providers, her, us, everybody else got paid. And so she got the result the best result we could get for her. And so, the things that we did is just do reports. We look for police reports. We talk to the police. We do an investigation of the scene. We look at prior incidents in the area. We do just things like that we go do an investigation. If there's cameras in the area, if businesses have cameras in the area, we'll go try to pull those. The most important thing is that if you're injured, just a little bit or horribly, you don't know maybe yet, then just give us a call for a free case evaluation, 713-637-4560, Hollingsworth Law Firm, Accident and Injury Lawyers, and we can tell you whether we think you have a case or not. Sometimes, we may say, hey, you don't have a case, and that's, somebody else may tell you different, and that's fine. But, we'll go through our steps, and we'll help you if we can, because, it's a lot of distracted driving, a lot of distracted drivers, and that's just something that's happening lately, is that people are, getting hit crossing the road, doing something simple. And so you got to have your head on a swivel, like Grizzy said, and we'll go from there. Whether you're driving or crossing the road. But like Grizzy made a great comment that you're not protected. You're just hanging out there, and if you get hit, the damages can be a lot worse, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, like our pedestrians out there, you have no cover, you have no car, you're exposed like all the way, like you just get struck, and I mean your body is just like, we have no armor when we get hit as pedestrians. Also, I wanted to ask you, like, what are some of the like notable big personal injury cases that your firm has managed? Can you tell us a little bit about some of those?
Yeah, just a few that we got recently. One recently that was that $1 million case that I told you we settled for. For the lady that was catastrophically injured, we helped her. I don't have the full breakdown of the settlement today. Another one that we settled it's been a little bit, but we settled it. I can't I'll just tell the hood peeps, I can't tell exactly what the figure was because it was a very, very large 8-figure settlement. But it was a lady that us and another law firm helped together get a lot of money because she was really, really injured in a plant accident. Now, this was down in Corpus Christi, but plant accidents, as we know, happen here all the time. Pasadena, Texas City, Clear Channel or Clear Lake or Clear Channel, all those areas, a lot of plants out there. People get injured, we can help you. We can get you, the best results that we can. Because unfortunately, there's a lot of things that our community faces is the plant accidents. And so we were able to get her enough, let's just say, that she doesn't have to worry about it anymore. She can concentrate on getting better or handling her life. We can never make her better all the way just because we can't, but we got her enough that she monetarily that she can live as comfortable a life as she can with that not being an issue. A couple more, 18-wheeler cases. A guy got hit head-on by a drunk driver, and the person who, or wasn't an 18-wheeler, but a person head-on him on a drunk driver, and the drunk driver had a small policy, only a $30,000 minimum policy, but we were able to, through investigation, get the company he worked for, because he was in the company's truck. We were able to get his underinsured motorist protection to kick in. So on top of the $30,000 we were able to get him, we got him about another $860,000 for his broken arms, jacked up back, a lot of severe injuries that he had as a result of the accident he was in. Other ones, 18-wheeler rear-ended a family near Sealy. We were able to get him around $650,000 as a settlement. For back injuries, neck and back, things like that. Another guy down in Beaumont, we were able to get, Pepsi truck pulled out in front of him. We settled his case for around $450,000 probably 6 months ago or so. So those are just some of the, big's a relative term. Some people only look at, 8-figure cases as big, but there's a lot of other big ones that are, bigger, smaller numbers, but still just big. And frankly, every case to every client is a big deal because this is probably the first time that you're dealing with it. And so it's a big deal to you. I don't care what the money at the end of the day says. It's put you out. It's put you out of money. It's put you out of time, put you out of a lot of things. And so it's a big deal to you. So just because it may not be a $20 million case, it's still important to you. And that's what we try to do is handle it in that manner that we're helping y'all, helping the Hood News peeps, get the most that they can for it because everything's important to them.
Right on. Hood News peeps. Now, I got a question from somebody. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Sabrina, she wants to know what happens if the person doesn't have insurance, because you guys come across that. Is there another form of another way that they can go with that?
That's a great question, Sabrina, and it's a very important question. I've talked about it on Grizzy sometime before, but it's something I want to talk about as much as I can, frankly, because one of the problems that the state of Texas is running into recently is insurance costs are going up. And insurance companies aren't writing as much insurance for people in Texas for whatever reason. A lot of it's costs going up for them. What that leads to is a lot of people don't have insurance that are out on the road. Either A, they can't afford it, they're just not responsible, whatever the reason may be, they just don't have insurance. So they're going to hit you, right? Just like Grizzy's worried about somebody hitting her new car. We don't want somebody without insurance to hit her. But if they do hit you, the thing that you can have, Sabrina, is called underinsured or uninsured motorist protection. Now, what that is if they don't have insurance, you can then turn to your insurance company if it's the other person's fault and say, hey, this guy hit me and he doesn't have insurance, but I have what's called uninsured motorist protection through my own policy, and so I need you to step in and help me the way that other insurance company would have if they had it. And so that's one. The other way is what we talked about earlier with the gentleman who got hit by the drunk driver, where he got injured catastrophically, but the guy who hit him only had $30,000 minimum policy. Well, that's not enough. So luckily his company, but individuals need to get it too, can have underinsured motorist protection. What that means is the person who hits you only has a smaller amount, but your damages warrant getting a lot more. You can then put your insurance on top of that other person's insurance to get money to get you compensated for your injuries. Now, you have to have it before the accident on your own policy. So it sounds like an insurance salesman, but I'm really not. I'm trying to help you trying to help protect you. I don't think it's that expensive. I can't give people an exact number. It's all going to determine on how much you get, all that, who your company is, things like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's a relatively low cost, $30 a year, $40 a year. Don't quote me on that, but it may be something like that. That in that way, you can be protected against somebody else's negligence and irresponsibility or lack of being able to get insurance for whatever reason, and so you can get the money for that.
Now, friends, I don't think you're ready that I'm gonna ask this question, but but no, I think we did talk about it a little earlier, because this is happening a lot, friends, and I didn't know that there is some sort of like protection, or not even protect. There is a way to go about. Okay, we're gonna talk about shootings, apartments, friends, apartments. We have so many people who live in unsafe apartments, and you guys are finding yourselves victims to these kind of situations where crime happens and there's not enough security and they're not protecting you guys. They don't have cameras, all this kind of stuff. Is there a course of action for people that, like, let's say somebody's nephew gets shot at some apartments, and you know, they're left with the medical bills, they're left with a lot of damages, like
if they're alive.
Yeah, if they even make it through, or if they lose a loved one. You can go after the apartments?
Yes, you can.
Wow.
It depends. Everything's a depends answer,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But what it depends on in that circumstance, so say you're at an apartment complex and you get robbed and assaulted or shot or whatever the unfortunate thing may be, what we can do is, if you call us, tell us the circumstances, let us do a free case evaluation, then what we can do in our investigation is pull out how many other reports of crime does this apartment complex? How often do they get it? What measures did they take to establish safety protocols to protect the residents from things like this? And if the answers to that, what a lot of these apartments is we didn't do a damn thing, then you can sue the apartment complex for premises liability factors and say, hey, you should have known or knew this was going to happen to me, so you deserve to compensate me because I was just going about my everyday living in your apartment complex and I got assaulted or I got shot or whatever or whatever the thing may have happened. Another thing that you might not have touched, that you didn't really touch on, but I'll kind of allude to it with apartment complexes also, is if you get injured inside of an apartment complex.
Right.
Now, here's the important thing there. Let's say, because we've seen these cases, let's say shelves or cabinets or the roof falls in.
The ceiling collapses on people.
The ceiling collapses and injures you. Well, the main thing you want to do is, if you knew that there could be an instance of where something like this could happen before it happened, you need to make an in-writing report to your apartment complex. I don't care how much the apartment complex kicks and screams, because they will, but you want to make a report as quickly as possible and as detailed as possible, because what that's doing is leaving a trail that if this happens, hey, I tried to tell you to fix this and you didn't fix it. That's your fault. Okay, but so the thing is, if you don't tell them to fix it, then they may say, well, you didn't tell us about it, we're fine, we don't have any concern. So if you do have a concern that something in your apartment or your rental or whatever you're living at does have an issue that the landlord needs to fix, you need to put in writing to them as quickly as you can that they need to fix this. So that something bad does happen, you've covered yourself, you're there to get help and get compensated by the apartment complex who didn't do their job.
So keep a paper trail. Oh, the questions are coming in. Are you down with some more
questions? I'm down with questions.
All right. We like this. All right. What happens when those who let their unlicensed, uninsured kids drive their vehicles? A lot of parents are letting this fly nowadays with no recourse when they wreck or cause injury.
Okay, what you would do, that's a good question. It's a complicated question in some areas, but it's a good question. There's a big word, legal word, cause of action called negligent entrustment. What that is basically someone, what the person asked a question, great question. Hey, I'm the dad of a son and I know he's reckless. I know he drives 100 miles an hour. I know he doesn't have a license, but I have that and I have insurance on the car. I'm letting him drive. He goes out and drives it with my permission, gets in a wreck, acting an idiot, all that. Am I responsible? The quick answer is potentially and yes. It's called negligent entrustment, and that's one thing that we make sure to do is whenever we are, have to file a lawsuit against somebody for a car wreck, if there is potential that someone should have known that person was going to drive, either recklessly or, without a license or didn't know what they were doing or things like that, then we will file a lawsuit against them too, because they knew or should have known that this person wasn't a good driver.
Right.
And so they negligently entrusted their vehicle to that person and someone got hurt. I hope that answers your question.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, because we're coming across a lot of that where the kids like take off with the cars, or the parents let them and they know. And man, we've been seeing a lot of that. And right now with the summertime, we got a lot of kids out there with no business behind the wheel, but mom and dad still let them do what they want to do. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And I've got somebody says, I need to call this guy. My daughter was T-boned from someone running a stop sign 427. We did get an attorney and we still feel we're not getting the answers or help. Let me tell you, you can switch attorneys, okay? I've done that. So you can switch attorneys. If you're not happy with it, you can do that. The guy can't be found, even though we have his mom's info and his address. He is hiding out. Meanwhile, we are out of a car, and a few of us using that vehicle are stressed out, along with bills now. We never hear from our lawyer. I have always texted him and asked what the status is, and we get short answers. We don't feel we're not comfortable with him. Wow.
I'm sorry that's happening to you. I'm sorry you're having that experience. I can tell you, if you ever have that experience and you're one of our clients, please call me and let me know, because I'll make it straight as quickly as possible. But that's one thing we pride ourselves on, is our customer service and getting back to people as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Now, I'll just say this. One thing because I hear people gripe about their attorneys all the time, and I'm not here to throw other attorneys under the bus.
Right.
We do a great job. We stand on our own merits. But a lot of people are like, this guy didn't do this guy didn't do that. One thing everyone has to remember that's watching this today, every case is different, okay? Your case is not your aunt and uncle's case or your friend down the road or whatever. Your case may be better, it may be worse, but it's not the same. And so don't expect the same money they got, don't accept the same, a lot of things, don't expect it to be the same, because it's not the same case. Everything's different. So we get that all the time. Oh, my uncle said this, or my buddy said they got this. Well, that's great, and I hope they did. But I need the details of that case before I can tell you if it's apples to oranges or apples to apples.
Right.
And be patient. This is another thing I'll tell all the Hood News peeps, just telling people, typically these cases are not short. If they are short, you're probably getting undersold.
Yeah.
Okay. You're probably not getting the value you deserve to get.
Yeah.
Because this is just it's a time consuming process. People need to know that. It's going to take, upwards 6 to 8 months, if not longer, for your case to get resolved. As I tell people, just wait. Christmas is coming today, or coming someday, not today.
Yeah.
But it's going to come, and you'll be fine, and we'll help you along the way.
Nice.
But it's just, unfortunately, it's not a quick process, and you don't want it to be a quick process, no matter how put out you are, because you're not getting the full value for your case, most likely, if it's a quick process.
Oh, shout out to you, friend, because you didn't have to throw no shade at nobody. You stand on business. He stands on business. He don't have to talk back. I love people like him, man. He's on his own merit, his own credit. He don't have to dog out no one else. Like, he ain't a hater, man. I love people like that. Look, one more thing. I heard that you got some tickets for the Hood News.
We got
Peeps.
Astros tickets. I
Yes.
mean, I know they're kind of not doing as well as everybody wants them to this
Yeah,
year. But we got tickets for Astros games coming up. Watch out on Grizzly stuff, and we'll be promoting that. Also, Dynamo tickets. We've got those too that we'll probably be working to get a Dynamo giveaway for some tickets. I know a lot of people like soccer. If you weren't down in College Station watching Mexico and Brazil on Saturday. And so, so those are some of the things that we hope to get involved in and help people out and let people have a good time and experience something new or different for them. Also, I know that you've done a lot of fundraisers recently. We're happy to help with those.
Thank you.
If we can, to help people that are in troubled times, or absolutely help to help people in that situation. If we can.
Okay.
But things like that.
Now, let me ask this, because somebody doesn't know. Like, you guys, if the client doesn't get paid, they don't have to pay you, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make that one clear, too.
Yeah, very clear. We're a personal injury law firm, 100%. That's all we do. We don't do criminal law. We don't do family law.
Yeah.
We don't do any of that. We're 100% personal injury. We're very experienced in what we do. We're good at what we do. Been doing it for a long time. But one of the things that what was your question?
Huh?
What was the question?
Like the billing. The billing.
Oh, the billing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you don't pay, sorry, got off track there. If you don't,
It happens to me too.
It happens.
Yeah.
But if you don't pay if you don't win. I know every lawyer, every personal injury lawyer pretty much advertises that, but it's the truth. You don't pay if you don't win. You get a free case evaluation. Because, look, we're going to get paid on the back end. We're going to get paid if you win, and we're going to earn our money, okay? If we don't get paid, we didn't earn our money. And if you didn't get paid, we didn't earn our money. So we're not going to get paid until we get you paid and we get ourselves paid, earning our money through helping you and handling your case the proper way. Like I said, it's not a short process, but we don't take a fee unless you win. And sometimes you don't. Not every lawyer wins, okay? Not every lawyer wins every case. And if any lawyer does tell you they win every case, run like hell because they're lying to you.
For real. Run, peeps.
But yeah, I mean, I can safely say I've won a hell of a lot more than I've lost, but you don't win every case, and if sometimes something goes bad, then you won't owe us a thing. And sometimes it comes out, we do an investigation, and unfortunately it comes out that it's your fault. It's the Hood News Peeps' fault, or somebody's fault that thought it was somebody else's fault.
Right.
Well, in that situation, we don't charge you. We eat the costs. We say, hey, we wish we could have helped you. We can't. So, have a good day, but you still don't owe us anything.
All right, sounds good. Hey, and he's got cups. Look, friends. These are sharp. And I think they come in other colors too, right?
They do.
The Hollingsworth Law Firm. Make sure you call them if you ever find yourself in that kind of jam. Houston, it's inevitable, man. We're gonna find ourselves in some kind of situation. Stay heads on the swivel, prayed up. But if you ever need them, contact them. What's the phone number, friend?
713-637-4560. 713-637-4560. Or easy, just go to HollingsworthLawFirm.com and we're there. ElPatronDeLaLey.com. That fun stuff.
El Patrón de la Ley. I like it. I like it.
So, and I would say we give these to our clients when they close a case with us as part of our little gift that we
along with the big old check.
Along with the big old check, that's right. Along with that big old check, you get a nice Yeti to keep your drink or whatever your flavor of choice is cold, and we go from there. But it's we're happy to help, and we're happy to give people and help them how we can.
He's gonna be with you through your traumatic experience. I wish I would have had him when a drunk driver hit my car, man, and it was a company truck. I got so messed over out of all of that, but I wish I would have had a good attorney like him instead of constantly hounding paralegals, and I didn't even know who I was talking to. Then I had to find another attorney. Man, it was just a big old nightmare. I would have had him. They would have been taking care of me.
Yeah, like Grizzy said, we pride ourselves on our customer service. If somebody doesn't call you back or you can't get in touch with somebody in our office, you call and ask for me directly, and I'll get it taken care of, because we pride ourselves on helping people quickly, because we know this is a circumstance that we want to take everything off of you, right? You're dealing with getting better, you're dealing with getting your car fixed, all that fun stuff. We want to help you take as much as that as we can away, earn our money, earn our fee, and get you paid.
That's right. And then Spanish, English, Vietnamese, Chinese, all the above. They got you. Whatever language, they got you. All right, friends. We're going to go ahead and sign out. Hey, how do we get these tickets? What do we need to do? Okay, link is in the comments. Go sign up for your tickets. Make sure you give his page a follow. Steve Hollingsworth Law Firm, the Hollingsworth Law Firm. There they are right there. Follow, hit that little icon right there where you see Hollingsworth Law Firm, because they're in the comments too. And thank you so much. And yeah, we'll see you. Make sure you follow them, okay?
And a happy belated birthday to
Oh,
Grizzy.
thank you,
Congrats
friend.
on her car.
Yes.
And everybody have a good rest of your week.
All right, reporting live. More Hood